you so much for joining me for Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. I'm your host, Dr. Angela Butts-Chester. You guys know who I am, and you know what I like to do on my show. I want to enlighten, inspire, and empower you to become your best self. Now, scripture reminds us that the tongue is a small thing that makes grand speeches, but a tiny spark can set a great forest on fire. And that's what we want to do today. We want to get you fired up about the topic. Today, I'll be talking about harvesting what you've sown, faith that bears fruit. So you know what I'm going to tell you to do? Go on, get comfy, get cozy, get your coffee or get your tea because we are about to get started. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me here on Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. I'm really excited to be with you here today. You could have been anywhere, and you chose to be with me, and I thank you for doing so. As we are walking around in this new season of our lives, I thought that it would be nice to address where we are in time. That we are embracing the beauty of autumn as a season of faith. And today's message, harvesting what you've sown, faith that bears fruit, is going to address just that. Fall is such a rich time of year. I must admit, I believe it is one of my favorites. The air gets crisp, the leaves turn colors, and the farmers bring in their crops. It's a time of gathering, of seeing the results of what you've planted months before. It's a beautiful time for the flowers of our homes to go from the pinks and blues into the golden yellows and orange and red. And spiritually, it's a season that reminds us that where we are and what we are doing now, we are sowing. We were preparing for this harvest, but as much as we are gathering, we are also sowing for the upcoming season as well. Eventually, we will reap what we sow. So I hope you planted some really good stuff in the spring because autumn is here and it's time to harvest that. Flip side of the coin, I hope that you have some great things in mind, that the vision that the Lord has given to you is awesome and amazing. I'm pretty sure it is. Go ahead and sow that. Plant it at the depth in which it needs to take root. Whether it's joy, it's lessons that you've learned, or it's blessings that you are ready to talk about. No matter what it is, I know it's going to be good. So, as we settle into today, I'm going to suggest again that you grab your coffee or your tea, and we're going to gather here together as we talk about harvesting what we've sown, a faith that bears fruit. There's a biblical principle of sowing and reaping. So, let's start with the word. Galatians chapter 6, verses 7 and 9 tells us, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Whoever sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Isn't that a powerful reminder? Scripture is clear. Our actions, our words, even our prayers are seeds. They may not sprout overnight, but eventually something will come forth. Think about the local farmer. He doesn't plant on Monday and then expect to harvest on Tuesday. She tills the soil, waits through rain and sun, and trusts the process. In the same way, your kindness, your faithfulness, your quiet prayers when no one is watching, yeah, those, they are seeds in God's good soil. And at the right time, God brings the increase. So if you've been sowing in faith and you feel like the harvest is slow to come, let me encourage you today. Don't give up before the fruit appears. So you may be wondering, what is this connection, Dr. Angela, with autumn? I'm so glad you asked. Let me try to tie it all in. Now, why does this message fit so beautifully for autumn? It's because fall is the season of visible harvest. It's a time when we see that the barns are filled. We see that baskets are filled and carried in. We see that tables are set with the abundance of what we have brought in from the fields. The orange pumpkins that we may use either to literally feed our families, or perhaps we use them as decoration, as a visible reminder of what we've brought in. The golden corn, the apples ready for picking. They are all visible reminders of what happens when we sow with patience and tend with care. In your life, autumn moments may look like answered prayer, restored relationships, doors opening after years of knocking, or simply the peace that surpasses understanding after a stormy season. This is all fruit. This is the harvest. And here's the key: not all fruit looks the same. For some, the harvest is financial stability. You have been praying and doing. You have been doing and praying. You have been asking and waiting. You have been believing and standing firm on your prayer, expecting it to happen. And it finally is. You saw it a few weeks ago. You saw it a few months ago. And just like the flowers that grace our yards, when we start to see those fall flowers start to poke their head up through the soil, it's reassurance that it's coming, that it may have been out of sight, but it doesn't always mean out of mind, does it? But it was planted properly. It wasn't too far down so that it would take longer to actually pop through. But it also wasn't planted so shallow that the birds could come and take it away. It was perfect. It was exactly as you were taught. And now you're starting to see it. For others, it's emotional healing. It's learning that every single solitary thing someone says does not warrant your response. That sometimes just sitting in silence speaks volumes. That learning to walk away is the proper thing to do. And sometimes walking to someone is just as important. When it comes to our lives and the all that we do, life is always allowing us to learn from its lessons. For someone else, it's the courage to step into your calling. Have you been thinking about going to law school? Have you been thinking about going to medical school? I know you've been thinking about going to seminary. Or perhaps it's simply, maybe I need to go back to college. I don't know what exactly I need to do, but I know that this isn't working. I need to go ahead and get those last few credits out of the way. Perhaps it's a certification or a recertification. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter whatever industry you are in, max it out. Get all of the certifications that you can. Get all of the credentials available for you to be the best version of you. What other people think about it really doesn't matter, does it? I know it doesn't. So be the best version of you so that when it comes down to that moment where you start to look back over your life, you're going to see that you did all that you could. So never dismiss your harvest because it doesn't look like someone else's harvest. God tailors your fruit to your journey. When you, my dear Sparker, were meant to be a blueberry, you're comparing yourself to an orange, which has no idea what it's like to be a strawberry. So, because we are all different parts of the whole, we are all equally as important. So, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey is for you. Your lessons and your blessings, oh, yes, they are definitely shining through. And now is the time to sit back and say, yes. Yes, we have come a long way. Let us now take a moment to enjoy our harvest. So here's the key: not all fruit looks the same. Not all fruit looks the same. So enjoy what you have. It's well deserved. Alrighty, everyone, we are going to take a very short break, but don't you go anywhere. We are going to continue our conversation. We'll be back right after this. And we are back. Thank you so much for joining me for Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. I'm your host, Dr. Angela Butchester. Today we are talking about harvesting what you've sown, faith that bears fruit. Let's jump back into that conversation. You know, one of the things that I always suggest is that we take time for personal reflection. Now, you may be familiar with it, called self-assessment, but today we're going to call it personal reflection. Let me share something that's a little personal from a client that shared with me. There was a season in her life when she felt like she was sowing and sowing, but nothing was really happening. She was praying, she was tithing, she was serving in church, she was doing all of the things that she believed God had asked her to do. But the ground seemed to be silent. That's when she came to visit with me. And in doing some personal reflection, a deep dive, some assessment, some peeling back of the layers. And yes, this did take quite a few weeks, but we did finally help her come to a better understanding. One day it hit her. Seeds don't grow overnight. And sometimes the soil is doing the work beneath the surface long before you see the seed sprout. Looking back at it, she could see that God was indeed preparing her for her harvest. That including coming to visit with me was shaping her It was aligning her for what she could not see. So, if you're in a season where it feels like nothing is breaking through, hold on. Because one day you will look back and see that God was working in ways that you couldn't measure. The sprout will come, the fruit will grow, and the harvest will be worth it. One thing that we also have to remember is that we have to be right. What are you doing in your life in the in between times? Are you knocking yourself out of balance? Are you speaking poorly about you and yours? Are you speaking negativity over someone else's? We have to make sure that our spirit is right as well. You held that seed in your hand and you placed it in fertile ground, in good soil. But what were you saying moments before you did that? Did you doubt? Did you speak against it? Yeah, I sure hope this grows. I don't know about this seed. We'll see what happens. Did you say that? Or did you plant and say, this will be awesome? This one, it's amazing. This one is going to help the community. I can't wait to see what God brings forth with this seed. So, as we learn how to be the best gardeners of our lives, let's be mindful of our intention as we sow. Let's also be mindful of how we act when we harvest. Do we have an attitude of gratitude? Are we thankful? Are we grateful? Are we celebrating the all that God is giving to us? So, if this seems to be your breakthrough, hold on, it's coming. Well, I'd like to always make sure that you have some practical tips. I want to make sure that because you spent some time with me, that today you were reminded of something that you had forgotten, or I'm telling you something that perhaps you didn't know. Either way, we are going to make today a great day. So, what are some practical steps? How can we sow wisely so that our harvest brings in good fruit? Here are 3 steps that I have found to be really helpful. I'll share them with you now. Number 1, examine your seeds. Ask yourself, am I sowing words of life or words of complaint? Am I sowing generously or selfishness? The quality of the seed matters. We have to make sure that what we are speaking over our seed is positivity. We are going to speak the word over our seed. Why? Because we're blessed in the city and we're blessed in the country. We are blessed going in and going out. You and yours are blessed. So as you place it in the soil, speak life to it. Now, for those that might be a little confused and you're going, Dr. Angela, are you really talking about seeds? So you want me to plant some lettuce or like tomatoes in the backyard? Is that what you're talking about? Sure. You can do that as well. And when you do, absolutely. You're going to talk to those seeds too. Oh, I can't wait to see you, heirloom tomato. You're going to be great. You guys are going to be so good in a salad. You're going to be just awesome and amazing for breakfast. Yes, you want to speak positivity, and abundance over those seeds as well. But what I'm, in the broadest sense, speaking on is the seeds, the things that we do in our lives that are going to produce the result that we're looking for. Your seed could be going to a networking event and simply speaking your name, your business name, in the ears of others, shaking hands with other folks. If that's not your thing, perhaps you need an assistant who's really good at doing that. Or you send your director or your VP of whatever to go out and do that. Perhaps it's doing something in the community. It's volunteering at that shelter. It's going and helping humans be better humans. Or it's going and helping our, fur babies be the best fur babies that they can be. Whatever it is. But you're assisting, you're helping. Whatever your degree is in, you can also go and find someone who helps people in your same industry. Are you an attorney? Then you could volunteer so many hours at an association, an organization that really needs your pro bono work. Or are you in the medical field? Perhaps you could take X amount of time and donate it to a facility that really needs like a local clinic that really needs your services. Or perhaps you've decided that you want to figure out how you can work in missions and in your industry and joining one of those mercy ships, one of those floating hospitals that help people around the globe, right? There are so many ways that we can help. Go to a local nursing home if you're an elder or a deacon in your church and pray with our seniors. Help them get through the day. There's so many things that you can do. That is the planting of the seed. And you're going to reap such a beautiful harvest. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is tend the soil. Seeds need care. In spiritual terms, this means prayer, consistency, faithfulness, and accountability. So don't just plant the seed and walk away. Stay connected to God. We know that when you tend to the seed, that it is going to be the best seed that it can be. The same way that when you go in and you're talking lovingly and, positively to your houseplants, we know science has shown us that those houseplants do better, right? That when you're playing good music and you're talking lovingly to them and you place the ones that need the sun near the sun and those that don't away from the sun, that they do better. So, yes, I am out in my garden talking to, my little string beans. I am speaking lovingly to my squash. Absolutely. When it was pollination time for them and you saw the little flowers, and I said, "Oh my goodness, look at your flowers. They're so beautiful. The bees are going to come and do their thing, and you guys are going to be great." I can already see it, right? Like I'm talking to a person. But I encouraged my squash to be the best squash they could be. And guess what? I had great squash. So much that I could share with my neighbors. So it matters what you say. It matters what you do. So make sure that you tend the soil. And I also want you to remember to number 3, be patient. Patience is the hardest part. We live in an instant gratification culture, but God's timing is about maturity. Some fruit takes longer to grow, and that is okay. Trust His process. When I tell you that one of the hardest things for me to wait to pick in my actual garden were my potatoes and my carrots, because they grow underground, right? So every day I'm out there and I'm just placing my hand, where they are. And I'm just going, "Oh, you guys are going to be awesome. You're going to be so big. I can't wait to see you." Right? Kind of like the same way that you put your hands, on that pregnant woman's belly. And you're like, "Sister, I can't wait till my little niece or nephew is here. Oh my goodness, they're going to be so awesome and amazing." I did the same thing. Now, I'm sure my neighbor thought that I was just probably the oddest thing. And then after a while, when they could start seeing the fruit, when they could actually see that I was talking in my garden, that it was, "Oh, so she's been talking to the string beans all this time." Still a little interesting, but at least she's talking to the fruits and veggies that are out there. I see. Yes. And then when the cantaloupe was available to share, oh, absolutely. This was wonderful. I know. This fruit was prayed over. These veggies are a gift from God, and I know it. So, in that, I had to be patient because some things took, 100 days, some things took like 180 days, and you're going, "Oh dear Lord, please let it be okay." And it was, because it was in God's perfect timing. So, I want to encourage you to celebrate the small sprouts. When you see even the tiniest sign of progress, thank God. When you water your garden, do so with a vibrant state of mind, one of expectation, one that is excited for what is to come. So, as we wrap up today, let me remind you that you will harvest what you've sown. Stay faithful, stay prayerful, stay hopeful, because in due season, your fruit will come forth. It will be worth every patient moment that you have waited. So, thank you for spending some time with me here today and being patient as we go through this time of harvest. Thank you, everyone, for spending some time with me here today. I hope that I have once again enlightened, inspired, and empowered you. As always, may the Lord continue to shine his face upon you. May you receive his grace and his mercy in all that you do. Until next time, everyone, remember that you are blessed in the Lord. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.